here's the preview of the Baylor versus Louisiana Tech women's soccer game, which will be played at 7 p.m. Central Time. Maybe later because of these temperatures, in Texas. And it will be on ESPN Plus as well. Louisiana Tech is 2-1-1, but when you look at the wins, there are only 2 wins this year. Colorado College, yeah, that's a real team. And they're in the Mountain West, actually, for this sport, apparently. And McNeese State. They lost to Colorado State. They had a tie with Louisiana Monroe, ULM. And Colorado College is 0-3-1 on the year. Not that impressive. Colorado State's 2-0-1. At least that's a good loss right there, if anything. And UL Monroe is 1-0-2, which is not terrible, but still. And McNeese State, they're 1-3, and they're in the Southland. So I know it's kind of dogging on them a bit. I know it is, because we're 1-1-1. I mean, a win over Oregon, and I don't think Oregon up to this point has been good, but I could be wrong. And I know we had a tie with Texas A&M, but they were 0-2 prior. Now they're 0-2-1. So just to clarify on that, I know I'm not trying to dog at them for it. It's just I'm telling the truth when you look at the schedule and who they beat this year. So that's kind of a fool's gold record, if you ask me. And Oregon's 0-2-1, by the way. So yeah, but of course they lost to us. They lost to Arkansas as well. But they're like a top 10 team or top 15 team right now. And they had a tie with Missouri State. I know that doesn't mean much, but I'm just pointing that out. Nebraska is 3-0-1, so that's not a bad loss. We only lost to them by a goal that match. So anyway, enough of that, like, comparison on the wins and losses on this thing. What are some players to keep an eye on? Obviously, the goalie that started last game was Emma Duguave, Duguav, number 27, 5'6" goalie that has 2 saves on the year, no goals allowed. And she's just started last game. The prior 3 games were like Laarke, Laerke. I apologize if I butchered that name. Holst, number 33, 5'7" goalie. That's a sophomore, 7 goals allowed and 18 saves. So, and they have used one formation like the number of defenders, number of forwards, number of midfielders all year. 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 forwards. So, what are some players to keep an eye on, like, besides those goalies? I mean, there's more than that, obviously, in the game here. Avery Kyle, number 3, 5'5" forward. That's a sophomore, 3 shots attempted and 2 assists. The only reason why I did that is because of the assist number. Like, and she started 2 games this year. And Laura Ogondo, number 6, 5'6" defender. That's a senior. 1 goal and 1 shot attempted. Go figure. Flavie Dube, or D-U-B-E. I apologize if I butchered that name. Number 10, 5'6" forward. That's a sophomore. 1 goal and 3 shots attempted. She started every game this year. So, trying to go down the line here. Callie Matlock, number 18, 5'7" defender. That's a senior. 4 shots attempted and 2 assists. Now, the next 2 players have 2 goals apiece. Emma Jones, number 19, 5'6" forward. That's a senior. 2 goals on 6 shots attempted. And Lauren Egbu Longju, number 21, 5'7" forward. That's a junior. 2 goals on 6 shots attempted and 1 assist. And I would also add one more player to the mix. Sophie Flyman, number 26, 5'8" midfielder as a senior, 1 goal on 7 shots attempted. I know that's not a lot of players, and I'll put the stats in the description below so y'all can see it. Obviously, you want to have ball control. I know we didn't get a lot of shots, but we had good ball control. But I would prefer to have more shots than the opponent this time, actually, instead of way less. I mean, A&M had 22 shots and we only had 5. I know we had a chance to go up 2-0 and we couldn't do it. And that is the reason. Of course, there was a foul in the box, which was a little bit soft, if you ask me. I mean, there was a little, but the player took a dive. I mean, acting dive to me. I mean, possibly, but that's besides the point. You cannot foul somebody in the box or have a handball, as we all know. And of course, you can't turn the ball over on your own end of the field. I mean, you don't want to give the opponent an easier chance to score, do you? No. Of course, you got to be ready to defend. You got to mark all those key players and don't let any easy shot attempts come off, and block every shot if you can. So yeah. Because look, you don't want any easy looks to anybody, especially if it could make a difference in the game there. I mean, you don't want, of course, you don't want to get any yellow cards if possible, because that really could hurt you down the line. Because if you get a certain number of yellow cards, you're suspended for the game. For the next one, of course, obviously 2 yellows is a red in the game, and then 1 red. Of course, you're a player short. Of course, you got to make adjustments on the fly and adjust to their style of play, because that's important. You got to put the pressure on the opponent instead of be more aggressive instead of on the defensive, if you can. I mean, it's the truth, because this is a game here that you could very well bounce back from that last game. And I know there was only one game last week, and we held our own against a good team. And I know they were 0-2 at the time, but you gotta look at the losses they had. It's not bad losses. I mean, it's really not. And maybe they get better down the line, but that's besides the point. We just gotta stay composed as well, and don't. And it was a really big crowd last game against Texas A&M, and you gotta. I know we were tired and we had some cramping issues as well, so you gotta stay hydrated, of course, with these temperatures here. And in case there is a delay because of it's too hot, you gotta stay ready. You gotta be hungry and make the opposing team turn the ball over on their own end of the field, so you got a chance to score. I mean, and of course, you gotta, whenever you get a good look at a goal, try to get it in if possible. Obviously, and you don't want to be in those situations where one bad call costs you the game, so you gotta leave no doubt. Because the last thing you want to do is lose on the or tie based on one bad call. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, you don't want, obviously, if there's what could have been a bad call in your favor, because it's on the opponent, you would take it. But I'm just saying, you don't want to live and die with bad calls on either side here, and you gotta leave no doubt, because the last thing you want to do is let the game be dictated by the umpire's hands, because we know they're human and they're going to make mistakes. I mean, that's the truth. And I know it's easy to say that when it's the truth about the referees. I mean, because I know there are some bad calls here and there for whatever reason. It's just one of those things. You want to get more shots on target and more shots period in the last game. And of course, you want to limit those shots, like I said, because you don't want to be in that situation where you get outshot big time. I mean, like against Texas A&M, 22-5. You got to have more corner kicks as well. I mean, you gave up 6 last game, but you got 5 in turn. So you got to get more corners and on offense, and you got to be better on the defense and not allow that many corners. But I know sometimes the ball hits the defender or the goalie or any type of player, honestly, and the ball goes not to the sideline, but to the very back line, where where you score, and then the corner kick happens. And of course, you want to execute your set pieces like corner kicks, free kicks. I mean, of course, penalty kicks, in case there is a penalty in the box. And of course, I know you could try to cause a handball in the box, but you don't want to really rely on refs for that. You gotta leave no doubt and try to find a way to score in. You gotta have crisp passing and have good communication, because I know it's like in every sport, but in a team sport, communication is key here. Or just like, not just communicating, but you pass the ball and you go and execute your plays. I mean, and you gotta disrupt the opponent as much as possible here. And don't let them get comfortable. Make them go be on the back foot. And this is a game, and this is your home opener as well. So, anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe and see you guys learn, find scars. We're on the road to it. Let's go. And I know there are more keys to the game, of course. You guys see what style they play with, the opponent does, and everything, and try to make them not be that type of team against you in particular. And you got to do well against speed players, and don't want to get beat one-on-one if possible. I mean, that's the truth.